Hey, everybody. Okay, I guess we are live. I guess what I wanted to really come on and speak about on this beautiful sunny day is the things that were kind of, I want to honor what's happening in the world in Minneapolis. That young man who had his neck pressed on by a white police officer with his hands in his pockets, very disturbing. That woman who was in Central Park who said what she would about this African American man. My heart is very hurt today because there is a deep sensitivity that we need to have of people of color and the people who are not white, put it that way. And last, I want to give a shout out to Lai Flower, Mike Massey from, I guess it's Massachusetts, that there's a deep sadness that's happening because there is a sense of white privilege that we can go anywhere in the world. If you look white, you can still have some brown in you, some dark in you, some black in you, but at the same time is that this is an opportunity for us all to be upstanders, not bystanders. And I remember, being very intimately involved with a woman from Sally, South Carolina, Georgie Davenport. Georgie really kind of kept herself small, but she was connected to her spirituality. Every minute of every day, she would be constantly praising the Lord. And this connection to this divine presence that's within us is so much a part of where I think we are at today. It's like looking at the trees, just like what grows the trees, what breeds us. And I'm very troubled. I didn't sleep at all last night. My heart's breaking for the black community, brown community, the non-white communities. And if there's anybody or any of you that have any ideas for us of what we can be doing a little bit better, there are people, and I used to be one of the guilty ones, I used to say, because, I knew Georgie since I was born, and it was like, I would say, oh, I don't see color, but that's very insulting to people of color. So, because what I was trying to express is that I accept all people for who they are, but we need to respect what's going on in this culture of our world right now, and how we can make it better, and how we can help the other, and how we can lift humanity a little bit more and more so that we can never have that happen. Like this poor man with the police officer's hands in his pocket was just so horrible. And I never really I don't really like to look at the news before I go to sleep, but I really saw the picture. I heard about it, I read about it, but once I saw the picture, it was hard not to see the picture again, and it makes the reality of what everybody's trying to do that much bigger and brighter. So yes, we need to get our inner game. We need to really be present for and see the world through the viewer lens of those who are actually living it. Like this guy, Mike Massey, was sharing this morning about how, it's not just about we shall overcome, like his grandparents would say in the streets. Or anybody that was fighting for civil rights. It's more than that. It's what can we do to lift ourselves up more of that. And I really just feel like I don't know what I'm saying exactly right now, but I know that my heart is just so feeling broken, and I might cry because when I think of Georgie and how she had a nephew named Junior, and in South Carolina or in Brooklyn, and they were always getting in trouble with the white police. Even when I went down there, I had my big SUV from New York City, from New York, and they drive down. I go, oh, do you know where Georgie Davenport lives? They go, oh, you don't want to go there. I'm like, why? They goes, that's the dark side of town. Yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to go right there. So we need to be open with our hearts. We need to look at the Asian, the black, the brown, the green, the purple, the gay, the not gay, the straight, the whatever it is, this whole thing. We need to look, and we're all human beings. And yes, we have history. And what Lai Flower shared last night, he goes, This is very young. Like, emancipation happened during the civil rights in 1865. Like, they're a young group of, a young culture when they actually have brown, dark skin. Like, we can be mixed, but we don't really look like, we can look like we're white. And that's like maybe a good thing to some other people, but the truth is that it doesn't stop the pain for those that are walk around advertising, I'm not white, I'm not white, I'm not white, and then the police are looking at and being feared, whether it's Arab and all the rest. So I feel like, what can we do to connect and fuse and bring awareness to those who we think that we're like, oh yeah, bud, you're my bro, but not that, not that. What can we do to really see these people, see the other, see the African American, to see the brown, to see the pink, yellow, blue, as how they're looking at the world, and how police brutality or whatever is happening, how do we help that? It's a huge dilemma. It's something that hurts my heart, but I'm just overwhelmed with it really today. So I'm reaching out because I feel like we have to do something different, because people are getting super depressed, angry, looking to rebel, looking to go to the streets, looking to like take their, knife wielding skills and become more skill set at it, or their guns. Like, we can't have that. We have to, well, maybe some people think we should have that, but I hope that there's a more peaceful way to deal with all this. But at the same time, I just wanted to pop on to say, like, the work that I do with children and families, yes, some of them are from white privilege, and they really don't have any idea of what a black, brown person of color goes through from the day to day. In fact, one of the children in school was actually accused of his people eating bats. Like, that was a terrible thing for that child to feel. No, we can't have that. It's like, it's too much. It's too much. The trees don't care if you're an oak tree sitting next to an apple tree. A cumulonimbus cloud doesn't care if it's next to another kind of cloud. We have to embrace this nature. We have to embrace the nature of our being. We are like little mycelium that communicate for hundreds of miles under the ground. We have to connect and touch each other. So if we just change our consciousness a little bit, just a tad, it affects everybody else. So when we look at our diet, our lifestyle, our environment, it's not just like in our little cubicle of the world. What our choices matter to other people as well, whether it goes from wearing a mask in this COVID time to how we conduct ourselves, what we say, the words that we use, the mantra Shakti, the mantra, the words, the Shakti, the energy that goes out into the universe. So we do effect change. We may not see it in the moment, but I stand like, Georgie's really in my cells of every minute of every day. She'd be, golly, praise the Lord. She just revered every little bit of a good thing. And her own mother was a slave, picking cotton. She was picking cotton with her mother in the fields of South Carolina. And it was about spiritual unity. It was about people coming together and making watermelon rind jam and feeding the rest of the watermelon rinds to the hogs in the backyard. So there's so much to appreciate, and the tenacity. And again, I thank you, Lai Flower, when you said it only makes everybody stronger. Yeah, it does. That kind of thing made them stronger. Like, yeah, they're going to get built. They can run faster. They can do this. They can do whatever they can do because there was adversity. And we can use this COVID time and this ignorance of white police, of hurting other innocent, or maybe not so innocent. I don't know. We don't know, and maybe not. Look, we don't know. But no one should die at the hands of anybody with their hands in their pockets, with a knee on their neck, and everybody standing by enough to be taking a picture. It's crazy. So I don't know where and how we can do this, and I feel like I'm rambling. But sometimes ramblings are good. So let's connect to ourselves first. Look at the other and respect them from where their path has taken to. And like I was guilty many years ago to say, oh, I don't see color. like I accept everybody, and I do. It says that I love everybody, and I want us all to feel a sense of safety of being in the world wherever we go in the world. To be able to walk outside. Like if a African American person is coming home late at night, like, okay, should he be stopped? Someone wrote, actually it was an Arab man who wrote that he was living in New York City. He actually had to leave New York City and is in Newark just so he could feel more connected to this diverse community. Because he was accused of staying outside his own house, his own apartment complex, typing and texting on his phone because he didn't look like he belonged. That shouldn't happen. Okay, so let's go for a prayer to this young man and to the man in Central Park who is wrongfully accused or brought to the public, and to all the people that we don't know, all the people who are looked at askew. How can we bring a sense of propriety to them? Every life is a life to be lived. So let's take a moment, if we can, vibrationally shift our own self and be inclusivity and respect this other person. Thank you all for joining me here today. And the power of prayer, the power of connection is deeply important to me. Okay. Have a great rest of the day. And I know that my mood will pass, and I know my heart was still feeling broken, but we'll go on. Thank you for being here. And any suggestions you think what we could do to bring a sense of newness, shift, transformation, let me know. Type in or privately write to me. I have a bit of a website, onthespotconsulting.com. We're certainly right here on facebook.com. My page is my name, Amy Elias, or I have lots of other pages. I have Glen Cove Yoga plus Mind, Body, Life, same page. So I look forward to hearing from you because I could use some of that, ideas. And you're all creative people, I know.